Hello everyone, welcome to Learning Literature with Purba. In today's video, we are going to look at the differences between two very important literary theories, formalism and structuralism. So if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, then do subscribe to it and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. So formalism is when we analyze a text by looking at its formal devices, such as the syntax, such as the rhyme, the rhythm, the narration technique, whether it is written in first person or in second person or in third person, the formal devices, all the literary devices, all the figures of speech. When we study those formal devices, that is called formalism. That is called a formalist reading of the text. When we study a text by looking at its formal devices. So in the formal devices, we have rhyme, rhythm, then we have narration technique, we have syntax, that is the arrangement of words, and we have all the literary devices, all the figures of speech. Now, what is structuralism and how it is different from formalism? Structuralism believes that there is always an inherent structure in every text. That means in order to study a sonnet like John Milton's On His Blindness, if we want to study that sonnet, John Milton's On His Blindness, we have to first study the structure of the sonnet. That what is the structure of the sonnet? We know that sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. So first we have to study the structure of the sonnet in order to analyze the poem John Milton's On His Blindness. In order to analyze Pride and Prejudice, we have to first study the structure of a romance novel. Now the structure of a romance novel will be different from the structure of a detective novel or a thriller novel. Similarly, the structure of a sonnet will be different from the structure of an epic poem. So that is what structuralism believes. It believes in studying the structure of a literary work and also believes that every literary text, when we are studying it, analyzing it, there is an inherent structure in the text which we first need to find out. And another very key difference is, in formalism, we can study a text in isolation. We do not have to depend on another text to study a text. For example, if I want to do a formalist reading of William Wordsworth's poem, Tintern Abbey, then I can just do it without depending on any other poem. On the other hand, in structuralism, we cannot study a work in isolation. If I am analyzing John Milton's On His Blindness, which is a sonnet poem, then I also have to look at the structure of all the other sonnet poems that have been written. So structuralism cannot be done in isolation. The text has to be compared with other texts that have the same structure. So these are the two differences between formalism and structuralism. In formalism, we analyze a text by looking at its formal devices. In structuralism, we study the structure of a particular literary work, and structuralists believe that there is an inherent structure in every literary work. Formalism, any work can be studied in isolation in formalism. In structuralism, a work cannot be studied in isolation. It has to be compared with works of similar structures. So these are the two key differences between the literary theories, formalism and structuralism. Another interesting difference between formalism and structuralism is that formalism is applicable only in literature. When we are studying a literary work and we are analyzing the literary work by looking at the formal devices in it, It is formalism. So formalism is only applicable in literature. But structuralism is not only applicable in literature but also in linguistics as well as in anthropology. So we have Ferdinand de Saussure and Charles Sanders Peirce, who are structural linguists. Then we have Claude Lévi-Strauss, who is a structural anthropologist. And in literature, we have Mikhail Bakhtin and Roland Barthes, who are great structural theorists. Among formalist theorists, we have Victor Slowacki, Roman Jakobson, Yuri Tynenov, and Boris Eichenbaum. So, Ferdinand de Saussure had told us that language has a structure. Claude Lévi-Strauss, who is a structural anthropologist, he told that mythology, no matter it is Hindu mythology or Christian mythology or Greek mythology, there is an inherent structure. There is something common to all mythologies, such as the theme of good versus evil. It is there in every mythology. So structuralism, as we can see, it is not only applicable to literature, but it is a very, very important part in the study of linguistics and in the study of anthropology as well. So this is another important difference between formalism and structuralism. So that's all for today's video, where we studied the differences between two very important literary theories, formalism and structuralism. I hope you found the video useful. I'll be back soon with a video on a literary work or a literary theory. Thank you so much for watching. Do visit our online academy www.learningliteratureWithPurba.com to discover online courses and classes on English literature and creative writing. Also stay connected on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching.